Ah, my friends, how many times have you been broken? How many times have you found yourself in a pit of despair, wondering if there was ever a way out? How many times have you felt like a puppet in the hands of those who only used you, drained you, and left you with nothing but the echo of their commands in your soul? Do you remember the times when you were nothing more than a pawn, a small piece on the chessboard of life, controlled by the whims of others, your moves dictated, your fate decided, and your worth undervalued? Yes, you were their pawn. They took advantage of your trust, manipulated your fears, and had you thinking that you were nothing more than a tool in their hands. They made you believe that you existed solely to serve their desires, to meet their expectations, to be at their beck and call. You thought you had no other purpose, no other value than to be a piece in their game, insignificant and powerless. But now things have changed. You've tasted the bitter sting of betrayal. You've felt the weight of that invisible chain that bound you, and you've seen the truth behind their smiles and promises. You've learned, you've grown, you've seen what you were truly made of, and now you're different. The pawn that once walked the narrow path of compliance, the pawn that once served the will of others, has become something greater. You were their pawn, but now you are the king. The rules have changed, my friend. The game has shifted in your favor. You stand at the top of the board, not beneath it. The transition wasn't easy. It never is. It was a hard road, filled with obstacles, filled with moments of doubt and fear. You stumbled, you fell. You thought you were going to lose it all, just like you had lost so many times before. But you didn't quit. You didn't give in. You kept fighting. You kept pushing yourself, even when everything around you seemed to be falling apart. You kept rising from the ashes of your past, burning away the illusions they had created about you, the lies they had fed you. You realized that the power they held over you was nothing but a facade, a manipulation designed to keep you weak, to keep you in line. But now, you've seen through it. You've ripped away the mask, and you stand before the world, unapologetic, unbroken, and ready to take control. Do you see it now? Do you feel it? That power, that strength, that authority that runs through your veins? It's not the power of those who once controlled you. It's not the power of those who tried to break you down. No, it's your own power. It's the power that comes from within, the power that can't be taken, the power that can't be controlled. You have it all now. You have the crown, the throne, and the kingdom that you fought so hard for. But let me remind you of something important. It wasn't handed to you. You didn't just wake up one day and find yourself at the top. You earned this. Every drop of blood, sweat, and tears that you shed has led you to this moment. Every struggle, every failure, every betrayal was a stepping stone, a lesson that has prepared you for this time. And now, when you look around you, you see those who once controlled you, those who once used you, those who once thought you were weak and insignificant. They are nothing now. They are lost, confused, and powerless. You see, they never understood you. They never saw the potential that was always there. They underestimated you, and in doing so, they gave you the fuel to ignite your fire. You were their pawn, yes, but you were always destined for more. They never saw the king within you, the ruler who would rise above them all. They thought they could break you, make you bend to their will, but they never knew the depth of your strength. They never knew what you were capable of when you finally realized your worth. They thought they could manipulate you, control you, use you as a stepping stone to their own success. But now the tables have turned. Now you stand at the top of the board, not as a pawn, but as a king. What does it mean to be the king? It means that you are no longer at the mercy of others. It means that you make the rules now. You decide what happens next. You don't answer to anyone but yourself. The weight of the crown is heavy, yes, but it is yours to wear. The responsibility is yours, but you have earned the right to carry it. You've proven that you have the strength, the vision, the power to lead. You've proven that you are more than just a piece in someone else's game. You are the game itself. But let me remind you, the journey doesn't end here. Just because you are now the king doesn't mean the battle is over. In fact, it's just beginning. The world around you will try to bring you down. The same forces that once sought to control you will now try to undermine you. They will try to pull you back into their game, to remind you of your past, to make you doubt yourself. But remember this, you are no longer the pawn. You are the king, and no one can take that from you. The king faces challenges, but the king is ready. The king stands firm, unwavering in the face of adversity. You've been through the worst, and now you are ready for whatever comes next. So what will you do now? What is your next move? The choice is yours. The power is in your hands. The world is yours to conquer. You've come so far, and you've earned every step of this journey. No one can take away what you've built. No one can steal your victory. You were once their pawn, yes, but now you are the king. And from this point forward, no one will ever be able to control you again. The game is yours to win. The kingdom is yours to rule. Take your throne, my friend, and wear it with pride. You've earned it. You've fought for it. And now, it's yours. There are no more limits, no more restrictions, no more being told what you can or can't do. The world is yours for the taking, and you are ready to conquer it. So stand tall, stand strong, and never forget that you were once their pawn, but now you are the king, and nothing will ever be the same again. You've stepped beyond the limits that once defined you. The shackles that held you down have been broken, scattered into the winds of your past. You are no longer confined by the chains of expectation, the illusions of weakness that others placed upon you. The world is different now because you see it through the eyes of someone who knows their own power. You know what it means to be free. Free from the lies, free from the control, free from the people who sought to use you as a means to their own ends. It's easy to forget that power isn't just given, it's forged. Every scar you carry tells the story of a battle fought, of a wound that once bled but now holds you together. Every bruise on your soul, every time you felt the sting of betrayal, was a part of the transformation. They thought they could hurt you, make you small, make you invisible. But they didn't realize that the deeper the cut, the sharper the pain, the stronger you became. You were forged in the fires of adversity, and now that fire is part of you, burning brighter than ever before. You can look at the world around you with new eyes. You are no longer a victim, a pawn who waits for others to decide your fate. You are the one making the decisions. You are the one calling the shots. It's not just a title, it's a mindset. The power you now possess isn't just something external, something that others see and envy. It's something deep within you, something that can never be taken away. They can strip away your wealth. They can try to destroy your reputation. They can take everything they think makes you who you are. But they can never take your mind, your will, your spirit. They can never take your ability to rise again. And that, my friend, is what makes you dangerous. For too long, they thought they could control you. For too long, they thought they could use you for their own purposes, breaking you down piece by piece until there was nothing left but a hollow shell. But you are no hollow shell. You are a force, a storm, waiting to break free. They tried to break you, but they never understood the depth of your resilience. Now, you stand before them as a reflection of what happens when the human spirit refuses to be destroyed. They see you now, and they tremble. They look at you with fear because they know they've awakened something within you that they can never control again. You are no longer under their thumb, no longer a puppet to their strings, no longer a slave to their whims. You are the one in charge now. You are the one who commands respect, who makes the impossible possible, who decides the future. You will no longer allow anyone to dictate who you are or what you become. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your empire to build, and no one can take that from you. But let me be clear. Power is not a given. It is something that must be guarded, something that must be nurtured. You cannot simply stand at the top of the mountain and expect the world to remain at your feet forever. There will be challenges. There will be enemies. There will be those who try to undermine you, tear you down, and remind you of who you were. The whispers of your past will always try to drag you back, trying to convince you that you are nothing more than a shadow of who you used to be. But let me remind you, you are not that person anymore. You are something far greater. You are the king, and you must never forget the weight of that crown. Now, more than ever, you must stay vigilant. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when you begin to question your worth, when the old voices of insecurity try to convince you that you don't deserve this power. Those voices will try to bring you down, make you believe that your reign is fragile, that your victory is temporary. But I want you to understand this truth. Doubt is the weapon of the defeated. It is the tool of the weak, the tool of those who are afraid of what you have become. Do not let it control you. Do not let it rob you of your destiny. You are not just anyone. You are the king, and your reign is just beginning. As the king, you must understand that with power comes responsibility. It's not just about making decisions for yourself. It's about shaping the world around you, influencing the lives of those who follow you. As a pawn, you were powerless, forced to live within the confines of someone else's design. But now, you can shape the game. You can change the rules. Your decisions have the power to build empires or to tear them down. The people around you look to you for guidance, for strength, for leadership. And the way you lead, the way you use your power, will determine your legacy. What will they say about you when your time has passed? Will they speak of you as a king who ruled with wisdom, strength, and compassion? Or will they speak of you as a tyrant, a ruler who used their power to destroy, to control, to hurt? This is your moment to define who you are. You have the chance to make your mark on history, to create a legacy that will last long after you're gone. Will you use your power for good, to lift up those around you and help them rise to their own greatness? Will you build a kingdom that is rooted in justice, in respect, in fairness? Or will you become just another ruler who fell victim to the temptations of power, who used their position to exploit and manipulate others? The choice is yours. But remember this, your actions will speak louder than any words you say. How you use your power will determine the kind of king you become. Don't be fooled into thinking that the crown is an easy thing to wear. It is heavy. It is full of challenges, of obstacles, of people who will try to take it from you. But remember that the crown is not just a symbol of authority. It is a symbol of your strength, of your resilience, of the battles you've fought and won to get here. Wear it proudly, but wear it with wisdom. Understand the weight of the power you now hold and use it to protect what is yours, your kingdom, your people, your future. And never forget where you came from. Never forget the person you were when you were still the pawn. That person is still a part of you, and they will always remind you of the struggle, the pain, the sacrifices it took to get to where you are now. Embrace that person. Honor them. They are the reason you're here. They are the reason you will never fall back into the shadows. You are not just a king because you have power. You are a king because you have earned it, and you will continue to earn it every day for the rest of your life. Now that you are the king, the world is yours to command, but it will never be easy. There will be battles to fight, enemies to face, and moments when you will question whether it's all worth it. But trust in this, you are no longer the pawn, you are the king. And no matter what challenges come your way, no matter what forces try to bring you down, you will rise, you will conquer, you will rule with the strength and the wisdom that only someone who has known true struggle can possess. You were their pawn, but now you are the king, and nothing will ever be the same again. The very fact that you're standing here, in this moment, means that everything has already shifted. The world will never see you as that pawn again, because you're not the same. Every single step you've taken, every sacrifice you've made, every wound you've suffered has been a part of this transformation. They didn't break you, they forged you. And now, standing tall, with the crown upon your head, you understand something profound. The power was never in the hands of those who sought to control you. The power was always inside you. This is what they never understood. The ones who used you, manipulated you, made you feel small, they believed that they were shaping you. They thought you were a blank canvas upon which they could paint their own vision. They underestimated your strength. They thought they could silence your voice and push you into the background. But in doing so, they created something more dangerous than they ever could have imagined. They created a warrior who now stands before the world with unwavering confidence. A warrior who knows the value of struggle and loss, who has emerged from the battlefield not as someone crushed by the weight of defeat, but as someone empowered by the lessons of every fight. They thought you were weak because you bled. They thought you were fragile because you showed vulnerability. But it is in those moments of pain that the seeds of your greatness were sown. Now, as you stand in your rightful place, you recognize that your past is not something to be ashamed of, but something to be proud of. The tears you shed, the nights you spent questioning your worth, those moments where you thought you would never survive, they have all led you here. You are no longer a victim to your circumstances. You have taken control of your story. And now, you are writing the next chapter as a king. But what does it truly mean to be a king? Is it simply about wearing a crown and sitting on a throne, commanding others to bow at your feet? Number A, king is defined by far more than just the symbols of power. A king is someone who carries the weight of responsibility, who stands firm even when the ground beneath him shakes, who doesn't just command others but inspires them. A true king leads by example. A king is not afraid to make the difficult decisions, to take the risks that others shy away from. A king knows that power is not just about control. It's about influence, vision, and integrity. As you stand on this pedestal of power, it's easy to feel invincible, and you should feel proud of how far you've come. But remember that being a king isn't about sitting in comfort and basking in the glory of your victories. It's about understanding that your reign is not guaranteed forever. There will always be those who wish to challenge you. There will always be forces outside your control that will try to topple your throne. But a king does not fear those who wish to bring him down. A king welcomes challenges because it's in the fire of adversity that true strength is forged. You've already faced the storm. You fought your battles, confronted your demons, and stood tall when others wanted you to crumble. You have bled but you have also healed. You have been broken, but you have come back stronger, fiercer, and more focused than ever. Now, when others look at you, they see the culmination of all that struggle, all that sacrifice, all that fight. They see a king who earned his crown. But there's a deeper layer to your transformation, a truth that many will never grasp. You're not simply a king because of your strength. You are a king because of your empathy. You've walked the path of pain. You've known what it's like to be underestimated, to be pushed aside, to be broken. And because of that, you understand the weight of power, the importance of wielding it with care, with compassion, and with honor. Power without empathy is tyranny. Power without wisdom is chaos. Power without understanding is dangerous. As a king, you are not simply leading for yourself. You are leading for those who are still trapped in the darkness you once inhabited. Your role is to guide them, to lift them, to show them that there is a way out, just as you once found your way out. Your kingdom is not just made up of the people who serve you. It's made up of those you inspire, those you help to rise, those who look to you for guidance, for hope, for strength. Now, let's talk about legacy. What will your legacy be? What will people remember when they speak your name? It's easy to get caught up in the moment, to think only of the crown upon your head and the power you hold. But true kings think about the future. They think about the impact their actions will have long after they are gone. A legacy isn't something that can be bought. It isn't something that can be taken or given freely. A legacy is built, step by step, action by action, decision by decision. Your legacy is the story that will be told about you when your time has passed. Will they speak of a king who ruled with fear and intimidation, who exploited those beneath him to maintain power? Or will they speak of a king who saw beyond his own ambitions, who built something lasting, something worthy of remembrance? You're not just here to rule. You are here to create something that will endure long after you are gone. Your legacy is not just in the power you hold in the present moment. It's in the foundation you lay for future generations. You are building something far greater than yourself. Your actions today will shape the world of tomorrow. The choices you make now will echo through time. As the king, you must understand that your power is not eternal unless you use it wisely. Power is fleeting. The throne you sit on today may not be the one you sit on tomorrow, but what you leave behind, what you build in the hearts of those who follow you, that is what will last. You are in charge now, but that doesn't mean you're alone. Every decision you make, every action you take, will impact those who look to you for guidance. And that's why the true measure of a king is not in how much power he holds, but in how much he empowers those around him. Do you lift others up? Do you guide them to their own greatness? Do you inspire them to believe in themselves, as you once had to learn to believe in yourself? True kings understand that leadership isn't about taking from others. It's about giving, about creating a space where those who serve you can rise to their own potential, where they too can wear the crown and take their own place at the top. A kingdom built on power alone will eventually crumble. A kingdom built on the strength of its people will endure. But remember, a king is also not without enemies. Just as the pawn had no power and was easily discarded, the king is often the target of those who wish to take his place. In this world, the crown is always under threat, and those who once thought you were beneath them will come for you. They will try to bring you down, to remind you of your past, to break your resolve. But you know the truth now. You know that their attacks are nothing more than the last remnants of their fear, their inability to grasp that they can no longer control you. They are nothing but echoes of a time when you were weak, when you were small, when you were powerless. And you know that those echoes can't touch you anymore. You've faced the worst, and you've overcome it. Their attempts to destroy you will only make you stronger. You are the king, and no one can take that from you. The journey ahead will be filled with challenges, yes, but it will also be filled with opportunity. Opportunity to lead, to grow, to inspire, to create. You fought for this moment, and now it's yours. But with every step forward, remember the person you were before you sat on the throne. You were once a pawn, yes, but you were always meant to be so much more. And now, you stand as the king. Nothing will ever be the same again. You have reshaped your destiny. You are no longer defined by the past, by the opinions of others, or by the limitations that once held you captive. You are free, and your kingdom is yours to build, to lead, and to rule. The world will look to you now, and they will see the reflection of someone who has risen from the ashes, someone who has fought and bled for every inch of power, someone who is ready to lead, to create, and to leave a legacy that will last for generations. So, take your place, my friend. The throne is yours, the kingdom is yours, and nothing will ever be the same again. In the end, remember this: you were never meant to be a pawn. Your journey, your struggles, and your resilience have led you to this moment where you stand as the king. The battles you fought, the lessons you learned, and the strength you discovered within yourself have shaped you into someone who can now command their own destiny. The crown is yours, but it's not just a symbol of power, it's a testament to your transformation. From the ashes of your past, you've risen, and nothing will ever be the same again. Now, the world is yours to conquer, and your legacy is waiting to be written. Take your throne and lead with the strength, wisdom, and compassion you've earned.